Hey guys, Rexlent here. Welcome to another crash course video, this time on learning how to play Carlotta. So let's get straight into it. Carlotta's basic attack has 5 sequences to it. The first 2 hit is from a pistol. The second hit will give her 3 crystals. And these 3 crystals can be converted into rifle shots. 3 hits of rifle shots. So 1, 2, 3. Notice how when you spend crystals, it will build towards her gauge. So each crystal spend will give her 10 points. The gauge can hold up to 120 points. The other ways to get her crystal is simply pressing basic attack after plunging. So plunge, basic attack, 3 crystals like this. Another way is also to press and hold basic to do her heavy attack. 3 crystals as well. And followed by intro attack, also giving her 3 crystals, and also dodge attack. So dodge counter also gives her 3 crystals. Really easy to build her Forte gauge. Note that the crystals only stay for a while, so be sure to spend them as soon as you get them. And that's pretty much it for her basic attack. Now I will talk about her resonance skill. Resonance skill is really simple. There's 2 parts to a resonance skill. The first part will freeze the enemy for 1.5 seconds, including bosses, and will also give her 3 crystals, like so. And then you simply press resonance skill one more time to spend the 3 crystals and follow up with a gap closer. Like this. Straight away, 30 points. And now, what happens when the Forte gauge is full? All you need to know is whenever you do her Forte attack, it's gonna reduce the cooldown of her resonance skill by 6 seconds. So something to take note of. You can always use resonance skill first and then followed by Forte so that you can spam it. Let me show you. I'll use resonance skill now. 30 seconds cooldown. Now press and hold basic for Forte. See how the cooldown is reduced? So that Forte you saw was the enhanced version because it had the red crystal over here. And that red crystal's cooldown is 22 seconds. So if you do a full Forte again without the red crystal, it's gonna be a weaker version of it. But it's still gonna reduce the cooldown of her resonance skill by 6 seconds. So either Forte will reduce resonance skill by 6 seconds. And then if the crystal is not there and you do Forte attack, it's simply gonna look like this. Just like that. Pretty low damage, but it still gets the job done on reducing your resonance skill. It's really situational. Pay attention to the cooldown of 22 seconds if you want it to be the enhanced version of the Forte. And that's pretty much it on how to play Carlotta and her Forte. Just spend her crystals into rifle shots. Rifle shots will give gauge into her Forte, including resonance skill. Second button of resonance skill also gives 3 crystals straight away. Dodge counter, intro, spend them all into rifle shots, and then once the Forte gauge is full, press and hold basic, also reducing the cooldown of a resonance skill, and then you can use resonance skill again, like this, and then rinse and repeat. Another thing to note for Carlotta is that her rifle shots is capable of parrying. That's right. So right now, she is the first pistol character that can parry attacks with a rifle. So only rifle with that consumes the crystal. This one, these attacks. These can parry. Her E skill can parry as well. Like so. If you hit an incoming parry like this, it's gonna parry. Another thing to note about Carlotta is that she does not have aiming mode like the traditional pistol user. So if you press G, nothing will happen. If you press and hold basic attack, it's gonna be her heavy attacks, like so. So, no more aiming mode. We have the gadget for that. As for Resonance Liberation, it's really simple. All you need to do is activate it and then spam basic all the way. And she'll finish it on her own. So, press ultimate. Spam basic. 4 shots of basic. 1, 2, 3, 4, and one more time. The only thing you can take note of is that during the 4 shots of the ultimate, you can steer her direction simply by holding the movement stick into the direction that you want her to slide to. So when I press ultimate, and I'm just gonna hold left all the way, hold left and shoot. Like this. So you can slightly control Carlotta's movement during the 4 shots. Maybe away from the enemy while she's shooting, or to the side, or to the front. Now let's talk a bit about her technicalities. So for her weapon, obviously, her signature weapon is the best. It comes with crit damage and increases attack by 12%. And every time she does an intro or ultimate, resonance skill damage bonus is increased by 48%. So this is already the hint for you. Carlotta scales fully from resonance skill, similar to Changli or Jinxie. all in on resonance skill. Of course, the other budget option for it will be Static Mist if you already have it. As for her Echo set, the new set Frosty Resolve is tailored for her, increases resonance skill damage on the 2 set effect, and for the 5 set effect, casting ultimate gives her glacial damage and resonance skill damage. And for the substats, it's the usual. For the 4 cost, it's gonna be Sentry Construct, the new boss, crit rate or crit damage. Depending on the weapon you're using, just balance your crit. For the substats, the usual, double crit, double attack, resonance skill, energy. And for the 3 cost, double glacial or glacial and attack, depending on what you have. And for the 1 cost, it's gonna be attack. Of course, since this set is still new, you can still use the old set, Freezing Frost set, while you build for Frosty Resolve. As for a skill leveling priority, you wanna go Resonance Liberation first, and then followed by Forte and Resonance Skill. Both of these are equally important, and then followed by Normal Attack and then Intro Skill. For the first inherent skill, Carlotta gains invincibility when she does a plunge attack after the second Resonance Skill. And also this, the flight stamina cost is reduced by 20% as long as she's in the team, so that's a quality of life simply for owning Carlotta. And for the second inherent skill, Intro Skill, Resonance Skill, and Resonance Liberation, Death Knell, and Heavy Attack will give Deconstruction. So what Deconstruction is that she will place a debuff on the enemy where any attacks will ignore 18% of their defense for 4 seconds. This debuff initially only comes with the first hit of her ultimate, but by leveling the second inherent skill, it's gonna come with all this. So Resonance Liberation, Death Knell refers to the 4 shots of ultimate after the first shot. And of course, for the rest of the stat bonus, you want to level them all because she comes with crit rate and also attack percent. As for her sequences, Carlotta is already playable at S0. S1 gives her additional crit rate when she applies Deconstruction on the enemy. Deconstruction is the debuff when she does her first ultimate or inherent skill 2. And the second part of S1 is that she gets 30 points of substance after doing the second resonance skill. So that's a quality of life change that lets her finish her rotation sooner. S2 increases the final shot of her ultimate by 1 to 6%. So S1 and S2 is already pretty peaked. S3 adds an additional 1000% to her outro as well as 93% to her resonance skill. And S4 is a team-wide buff, so after doing her heavy attack Forte, the whole team gets 25% resonance skill bonus. S5 increases her tinted crystal Forte by 47%. And S6 is a direct improvement to Death Knell. Death Knell refers to the 4 shots during her ultimate. Just the 4 shots, so a 186% increase in the whole damage. And also, Death Knell shots will freeze the enemy, just like her resonance skill, so each shot will freeze them for 1.5 seconds. So just like all main DPSs, more sequences just means more damage. You can settle for S0 if you want for Carlotta. S0 and her rank 1 weapon is already good enough. Team composition wise, since Carlotta is a DPS, so she will always be the third. The usual, the first character that you bring in would be the healer, either Verena or Shorekeeper. And then Zhi would be really good for Carlotta since Zhi buffs everything about her, Glacial, Amplified, and also Resonance skill. And then Carlotta's outro is just pure damage. You can still use Moonlit Cloud set for Zhi to buff Carlotta, or if your Zhi is stacked with lots of coordinated attack, you can use the new Empyrean Anthem. It gives less damage boost to the next character, but it'll dramatically increase the coordinated attack damage. If you don't have Zhi to buff Carlotta, you can also use Lumi if you have her, or even Tauchi. That's pretty much it for Carlotta. It's really simple since she's just a main DPS. So an example rotation will look like this. First you start with your healer, and then you switch in either your Lumi, or Tauchi, or Zhi. Switch in, get their outro out, and then you switch to Carlotta, and you straight away use her E skill. Both E skills. So since I have S1, she already gets a extra 30 gauge, and then all you need to do is do another 3 shots to be able to do her full Forte. Like that. And that's pretty much it for the crash course. Hope it's been helpful to you in understanding how to play Carlotta. Enjoy 2.0, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.